So in today's gospel, Jesus goes back to his hometown, Nazareth, to preach in the synagogue. And the reaction of the people from Nazareth seems to be twofold. On one hand, the text says they were surprised at his wisdom. They were surprised in a good way because this guy was so wise in his preaching and so surprising that he would preach probably so deeply and so profoundly. But at the same time, the text says they took offense of him. So how do we make sense of this? How is it that someone can surprise you because of the deepness of his preaching, but at the same time you take offense of him? How do we make sense of this? So I was struggling with this text, trying to wonder, how can we reconcile both reactions? And this is what I came up with. It seems to me that the people from Nazareth felt envious of Jesus. Jesus was one among them for many years because he grew up in Nazareth, but suddenly he comes back and his preaching obviously reveals a wisdom that none of them have. A wisdom far beyond the wisdom that the people from Nazareth have. So they felt envy of Jesus. And instead of receiving his preaching with an open heart, they close off and dismiss him. What is envy? Today that we celebrate the feast day of St. Alphonsus, Liguori, he was a moralist. And moralists, they study vices and virtues. You know what envy is? Envy is when someone does something good, and instead of rejoicing in the other person's good, something inside of you dies. Envy is our incapacity to feel joy in the good of the other. And envy also means that sometimes we rejoice in the bad of the other. Envy is when something inside of us dies as we witness the goodness or the virtues or the good things that happen in the people around us. And I think today that's what happened in the heart of the Nazarenes. They saw something amazing in Jesus, and instead of rejoicing and opening their hearts, something inside died. And that's why they closed off to his preaching. What is the antidote to envy? And with this I finish. The antidote to envy, and I know the antidote is useful because we all sometimes experience envy, is wonder. What we're called to do is we're called to wonder in the goodness that God has put in the life of other people. So if someone is an amazing preacher, what the Nazarenes should have felt is wondering, saying, Lord, how amazing is that you gave this person such and such virtue. Today, that is the first Friday of the month that we honor and celebrate the Sacred Heart of our Lord and all of the thoughts and all the feelings that he held within his heart. We can be sure that in the heart of Jesus there was never envy. On the contrary, Jesus was always willing to celebrate, be joyful in whatever good thing he found in the life of others, because he knew that every good gift came from God. So my encouragement for each one of us is that next time that you feel envious of someone, of his virtues, of her virtues, of the good happenings, rather than allowing something to die in yourself, wonder at that great gift. But remember that every great gift comes from the Lord.